Number 1, when were you born?
I was born in May.
Number 2, what day did you come into this world?
I came into this world on the 26th of May.
Number 3, at what age did you start to crawl?
Nobody says me when I started to crawl.
Number 4, at what age did you learn to walk?
I learned to walk at 12 months.
Number 5, why were you grounded as a child?
I was grounded as a child if I misbehaved a lot.
Number 6, what did your parents do when you misbehaved?
When I misbehaved, my parents punished me and cried on me.
Number 7, what age throws the most tantrums?
The most tantrums are at the age from 2 to 3 or 4 years old.
Number 8, why do kids want to grow up?
Kids want to grow up because then they don't have limits to do anything. So when they grown up, they can stay up late. They can watch films that grown up people watch, and so they may also drink and smoke. Maybe, I don't know.
Number 9, what do you think is the hardest part about raising a child?
The hardest part in raising a child is to love him and to accept him, whatever he does or says.
Number 10, who do you know that is adopted?
I know a lot of people who, yes, I know some people who were adopted. Um, my niece was adopted. She became a niece when she was adopted by my cousin, and our acquaintance adopted children, and all that cases were very successful. And the children were very nice. Maybe they were not, some of them were not very clever and smart, but they still they have fun with them, and they loved them a lot. Their parents loved them very much.
Number 11, at what age did you go to daycare?
I go to daycare when I was 1 year old.
Number 12, at what age did you go to kindergarten?
I went to a kindergarten at 3.
Number 13, what college did you go to? Number 14,
I don't go to a college. I didn't go to a college.
what was the best moment of your teenage years?
Maybe the best moment of my teenage years was when I entered the institute at 17.
Number 15, who do you hang out with the most?
I like to hang out with my youngest child because we do it for hours nowadays.
Number 16, what high school did you graduate from?
If the high school is an institute or a university, so then I graduated the Tobolsk Pedagogical Institute in late 90s, 1990s.
Number 17, how did you get your first job?
I got my first job in school when after my graduation from the institute.
Number 18, how much is it to rent an apartment in your city?
It's it depends on the room, how many rooms are in that apartment, and it may be from 15 to 30 or even 35 rubles a month.
Number 19, when was the last time you dated somebody?
The last time I dated, the last time I dated was before I got married.
Number 20, who was the first person you fell in love with?
The first person I fell in love with was my classmate.
Number 21, when do you think it's acceptable to get engaged?
It is acceptable to get engaged if you are ready to start a family with that one. If you just love this person.
Number 22, when do you think it's acceptable to get married to somebody?
It is acceptable to get married to somebody when you're ready to start a family, you're ready to settle down. And if you love each other.
Number 23, at what age would you like to start a family?
I started my family at when I was 23 years old.
Number 24. Would you rather settle down or explore right now?
I settled. I Now I settled down. Settle down because I have a big family. There are 5 of us.
Number 25. How long is a woman pregnant for?
A woman is pregnant for 9 months.
Number 26. How many kids did your mother have to look after?
My mother had to look after 1 kid, only me.
Number 27. Why do some couples get divorced?
Some couples get divorced because they don't understand each other. They are from different planets. Maybe they have different education, different developments, and it's very difficult to. And they don't accept the maybe lacks of behavior, lacks of intellect, and so on. So they have to get divorced.
Number 28. What is a reason a parent would kick their child out of the house?
I don't know such a reason when a parent would kick the child out of the house, because it must be something criminal to do that. So after that he must go. If they kick him out of the house, he should go to the prison.
Number 29. Why do some couples get remarried?
Some couples get remarried because the decision of getting divorced was emotional, and when they live on their own, they understand that maybe this wasn't right, and this person is the only person they can accept, they love really, and so they forgive each other and remarried.
Number 30. When did you have the time of your life?
30. I have the time of my life when I was on vacation with my family. It was in Egypt. It was a really nice and great time for all of us.
Number 31. Why do citizens join the army?
Citizens join the army. The male people should join the army according to the law if they are 18 years old. 18 years old.
Number 32.
And if they are not ill, of course.
How do you think soldiers feel when they return from the army?
When the soldiers returned from the army, they feel maybe lonely and abandoned sometimes because they in the army they had everything. They had care and they have a routine. They should go follow. They should follow. They had care because they didn't need to cook to themselves. They didn't need to wash their clothes maybe, and when they came back, it's very difficult to hard. It's very hard to get used to the new life where you should do everything. That you should discipline yourself first, and you should do everything yourself for you.
Number 33. What do you have a hard time doing?
I have a hard time doing maybe when I graduated from the institute. I went to a school and I had been working there for 2 years. That was great, but very hard, and they paid very much little money. So I found a better job, and it was 20 years. In 20 years, I made a decision to come back to teaching, and With the teenagers it was okay, but with young learners, preschoolers, it was very difficult. I should do a lot of things to make to have their attention and to make them like my lessons. So I had very um, hard time preparing for these lessons to make them brilliant.
Number 34. At what age would you like to buy a house?
We bought a house when I was 30 years old. 30 or maybe 35 years old.
Number 35. If you could move to another country, which one would it be?
If I would move to another country, it would be a country in Europe.
Number 36. How often do you get sick?
In winter, I often get sick, but in summer, I never get sick.
Number 37. Where do you like to travel to?
I'd like to travel to the Europe, the North America, to the South America, to Australia, to Africa, and to Asia, of course.
If you could go abroad anywhere, where would you go?
I would go to Japan.
Number 38. What happens to your body as you get older?
My body is getting older too.
What is your favorite part about watching a child grow older?
The best, okay, the favorite past. Look, I don't find this question. Where is it? Travel abroad to get older, to get older, to become a grandparent. Oh, I forgot. Okay, the first I liked most when my child is smiling, becomes smiling, and then he becomes, he starts crawling and he starts walking. It's the favorite moments of grown up, of my child grown up.
Number 39. Why do most people not want to get old?
Most people don't want to get old because they don't want to be helpless, maybe. And if you don't want to be helpless, it is inevitable, we all get older, so we should keep fit till the death, to be in the form, to be fit, and to do everything ourselves without any help.
Number 40. When will your parents become grandparents?
My grandparents became grandparents at my mom was 51 and my dad was 56 years old.
Number 41. Who often gets put into nursing homes?
People who don't have children often go to the nursing homes, and maybe people who had bad relationships with their children can be put into nursing homes, and maybe the invalids who need care may be put there too.
Number 42. If you looked back on your life, what would be your biggest accomplishment?
If I look back when I get getting older, very old, I would like to get back on my life to see what is my biggest accomplishment. If my children, of course, will be happy and will be successful, and they can realize themselves, and they will be sure of themselves and confident, very confident, and very happy and beloved by people, by their close family. So this will be my best accomplishment.
3. What do you think happens when someone dies?
When someone dies, it is very unhappy time for the family, for the closed friends and wife, children, husband. Sorrow, and it is sorrow and grief for them. They are crying a lot. It's a very hard and difficult time, of course.
Who do you know that has passed away?
I know a lot of people from my family who passed away. It was my grandma, and the last time it was my uncle. He was only 66, and he passed away from cancer.
Number 44. How does one become a widow?
One becomes a widow if his partner, his wife died. Dies. That's all.
Number 45. What do you do to celebrate a birthday?
I invite my parents and I have a cookout because I have my birthday in May and it is warm, and we have barbecue in the garden, and all my family is next to me, and we all together celebrate my birthday.
Number 46. Do you think it is easy or hard to make friends?
It is very hard to make friends because you should be open, you should help, be ready to help any minute, any time, and you friend, and you should accept that people you like, you love, with all the if they misbehave sometimes, and lack of when they have lack of behavior, and you should accept their maybe their disadvantages, because they have a lot of advantages instead.